I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with a 3-minute cattle market update for Friday, December the 11th. Or what a dismal Wednesday we had. Anybody that sold cattle on Wednesday surely felt it. It's a bad deal. Live cattle futures on Wednesday were down $2.40, but then we got a little rally going on here Thursday and up $1.70 late there Thursday to close at 121.55 on Thursday. Feeder cattle on Wednesday were down $3.22 and been down hard all week on the January contract. But Thursday was up $2.42 at 153.05, and just your CME feeder cattle index is 159.35, but it doesn't include all of Wednesday's sales yet. Your real-time index on Cattle Market Central does include all of Wednesday's sales, and it's 153.48. So about a $6 disparage there. Your fat cattle sold on middle of the week there, $6 lower, 119 in Kansas and the Northern Plains, 117 to 118. Dress sales in the Northern Plains, $7 to $10 lower, 185 to 188. Everybody's blaming a lot of this on the big carcass weights. You know, we can handle the carcass weights, and everybody thinks that the packers are not to blame on that. These guys in the Northern Plains and even the farmer feeders, they don't set out to make those cattle that big on purpose. They can't get anybody to buy them. And they keep feeding those cattle. Those cattle are terribly inefficient when they get up to those heavy weights, but they can't get anybody to schedule them. They do get somebody to come look at them. It's 2 or 3 weeks, and then 2 or 3 more weeks before they can get them scheduled, and then they might have them hold them another 2 or 3 weeks. But the packers have caused that. They led everybody into making these huge cattle by getting rid of all the penalties on the heavy carcasses, and now people are making cattle big, but they're inefficient when they're that big and you're feeding them. And when feeder cattle get cheaper, and if grains would happen to get a little higher, people will quit feeding them that high or that heavy of a weight. But the main problems is our incredibly strong dollar, which is making our product too expensive for other people to buy, and other people's product very inexpensive for us to buy. So a lot of foreign beef on the markets. We've got a ton of competing protein supplies on the market. That's hurting. And one of your biggest deals is your wholesalers and retailers right there. That's where all your money's being made. They're buying these cattle at box beef cutout levels that are a whole lot less than what they had for a long time, but they haven't lowered their ending price there, what the customers are paying, what consumers are paying. And they would just as soon continue to make a lot of money on that little bit of product that they're selling, rather than run some specials and lower the price and sell a whole lot more beef. But they're just taking advantage of that beef and trying to make back some on what they didn't get whenever prices were so high. But the beef cattle sector can manage our own supply and demand. Sure, we've got some more cattle coming up. We bred some heifers. We're going to have several more calves hit the ground over the next several years. But we can handle that without all this volatility, without taking people's heads off. There's guys that sold their once a year cash crop, their calves, on Wednesday there, and the calves are $150 a head less than what they thought they were going to bring, just a week or two earlier. And it's really not fair to people that are in this business, and you've got people in these artificial markets playing around, having a big time, jacking with the market and all on speculation, and none of them have ever, pulled on a pair of boots or went out and pulled a calf or fed one or doctored one or drug one off. And it's really a bad deal. We've got to find a way to get away from these artificial markets that are just completely running over our cash market in the cattle sector. In El Reno, Oklahoma on Wednesday at 11,700 head. Prices were $6 to $15 lower, mostly $8 to $12 lower, which is a hunk. It hadn't been that long ago where you couldn't hardly buy a feeder calf or a yearling of any kind for less than $1,000 a head, even a decent bottle calf. Now you can buy more of the cattle at the sale for less than $1,000 a head than what costs more. You look at some of the difference between Wednesday and even on Thursday here, we're seeing a lot better because we've got some support on the board. But at Dodge City, Kansas on Wednesday there, they had a load of steers weighed 738 that bring 151. Now just down the road in Pratt, Kansas on Thursday, after we saw some some recovery on the board. Had a load of steers, weighed just a little bit less, 726, bring 165.50, $14 more. So it doesn't take a whole lot of support to keep things rolling, but that's 3 minutes, and we'll talk to you next week.